All right, what a difference a day or two make to a chart. Now, today was all about the miners. Gold made new highs. Basically, PPI came out, but we've had inflation data all the time, and I thought that rate cuts were priced in, but obviously not. At least when it came to the miners, gold, silver, and the miners. But it really was the miners because, all right, PPI came out pretty hot, and then up we go. And I mean, look, my miners, I thought we would drop more, the last couple of days, but my portfolio was up huge today and I was light. I mean, now it's kind of medium slash heavy, just from the amount I've made the last 2 days, not just today. But today was a bit strange. It was like, I get it, but the market wasn't up. It's like the other days, and almost all the other days I can think of the last couple of weeks, the miners have gone up and they've been up with the markets. They've outperformed or they've gone down less than the markets. It's been a great sector, but today it was like the market was just sort of up a little bit. The miners just storming up. Yeah, gold and silver were up pretty big, but the miners was outperforming, I reckon, even the metals. And we also had some good news from stocks that had been in the dumpster. I feel like First Majestic, right? Wasn't it a buyback or something? We had B2Gold, which has its Mali negotiation with the Mali government, its operation. So that we'll see about that. But that was good news that not many people expected. CDE, I think, had news as if they even need any, because that's just an absolute beast. I mean, it's like 20% just in one day. I don't even remember. Huge moves in individual stocks, and amazing stuff. So, I mean, when the market goes down, I feel like, oh, I should have sold more. When the market goes up, I felt like, oh, I shouldn't have sold. I should hold more. Today, I mean, the last couple of days, it's been sort of going sideways and up. But today, my portfolio was up huge, and I was trying to think about how much I would have made if I'd held everything. Although, to be honest, some mines are still a little lower than where they were a few weeks ago. So I've had them higher, but some of them have made new highs. So anyway, you've seen all that. Let's look the DXY, big down move. Let's see if we end up testing this 100.5 range, we will flush it. By the way, US dollar, Japanese yen, flushed it the other day, closed at low of day. That will go back down again. And we close below 140. See you later. That will start to drag down the DXY. And you can imagine how much gold and silver will love that. So this, it's time to extend it. We will test that pretty soon. It's all about next week. The Fed is it the 18th? Yeah, Wednesday, that'll be a big day. But in the lead to that, I think we're going to be testing the lows. So DXY is definitely working in the favor of gold and silver. The yields just dragging sideways towards the bottom of the floor. That'll probably go back down with the dollar. Down we flush. I mean, yeah, they're holding their lows. They're holding their lows, but only just looking for an excuse to flush. And tomorrow's the Friday, so that'll make a really bad weekly candle. So we should flush, but let's see what happens Wednesday. There could be something interesting on Wednesday. Let's just go straight to and by the way, it was really just gold and silver. It's not like the other commodities have really done that. Like, okay, copper, actually that's quite nice. Back test of this and held. Copper should move up with the other metals. It is a metal. Natural gas, okay, that's pretty good. Oil, that's been coming down. Oh, look at that, right on this. I didn't even notice that. Right on the ascending, roughly. Yeah, that's about right. It's got to touch this pivot point. But that's pretty cool, isn't it? Because that'll help the miners. Oil goes down, gold goes up. This quarter should be pretty good for earnings coming up next time we report earnings. So I don't know, we'll see about that. That could help though, really, because oil, I think, is one of the biggest drags on. And that's why gold miners haven't been moving up so crazy the last couple of years, because inflation has cost a lot for the operations, right? The cost of labor, the cost of transportation, logistics, just general mining, everything. Those costs have gone up and gold hasn't really moved up that much. But now it's like the cost of everything and oil being the biggest cost has gone down whilst gold's going up. So I think earnings are going to start looking really good just as the miners start looking really good in their own charts. So that could just lead to momentum chasing. It could start being a bit of Nvidia story, and it's about damn time. Uranium, that's I don't know why I'm covering this stuff here. I should really be looking at gold and silver, but I did nibble some uranium the other day. Uranium normally moves up strong when gold and silver move up strong, and today was okay. All right, whatever. Gold, bam. You can see we've tested this, 25-30 range constantly. Today was just notable breakout, closing at 25-60-ish. Amazing stuff. Just absolute runaway train. I mean, remember this day? Remember this period here, testing 2000? I mean, that just looks such a long time ago. Bam, that move up. We didn't really come down that much. Consolidate, move back up. Bam, we moved up. And again, bam. It's just going to 3000. There's nothing to analyze. Like we broke out, there's nothing above, there's no history to it. It's just big numbers, 2600, 2700, maybe 2750, basically 3000. You want to do some Fibonacci, go for it, but there's just nothing to look at. If we go back down, well, resistance is now support, 2530. I'm just wondering if there's going to be a surprise Fed announcement. It's 25 basis points. People are shocked and it goes back down again. Well, it's going to be easy to buy support now in gold. It always was. I always said gold is just forever bullish, and it is. There's not even that much to analyze. Silver, a bit more interesting, not as obvious. So, the last couple of days just been sideways. I obviously thought that we'd come back down, although this week has been okay. But today, bam, $30 test. That's clear resistance, right? It's a big round number. I already had this resistance here. You can see why we've hit it a few times. This was a really good close a high of day. Still didn't close above 30. That's what tomorrow is for. And if we do this descending, I'm not sure how much power this descending will have, but I mean, gold's cleared everything, so maybe silver will create the resistance for gold. I don't know. It depends. If it's just a follow through day tomorrow and there is no real big news. I think it's some sentiment index, but nothing special. So we could have a bit of resistance there when we hit our descending. But otherwise, this looks really good. And you break this, you're pretty much guaranteed to test the old highs. And I'm shocked, like in a good way, because I made a lot of money. But had I kept everything that I nibbled off, anyway, and to be honest, if you look at the general markets, they were not even up that much. So we really, relatively speaking, made a lot of progress because my plan in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years time is to sell everything and then buy normal stocks. So to see the value of miners go up relative to the others is very nice. Like that's it wasn't just a beautiful day, lots of money, but it's like the other stocks really lost a lot of ground compared to the miners. So it was good in that respect too. But yeah, 30 hit our head, then it's the next one, 31.5, then it's the old high, 32.5. Pretty simple stuff. Let's look at the miners. It's incredible. I was looking at support the last time I did this video, and now I'm looking at resistance. Look at this, I'm looking at silver hitting their descending. Then you got something like GDXJ. That's also pretty much touching it. But otherwise, it's just going to be simple stuff. Then the old horizontal, then the old high, bam. That's all it is. 1, 2, 3. We could have a little retracement. We could like have silver going a little high. We could touch it and then close within this descending. And then next week we just sort of go back and then we wait for that Fed breakout. Bam. I don't know. It depends. It's all about that Wednesday too. But remember, gold is totally broken out in anticipation in advance. Silj, look at that descending. It's kind of broke. You see it broke out, but close within it. Test this. We'll see. We'll see. But this is such a strong move. Look at that. Just gap up and run from the open was low day. So let's look at GDX. Amazing. Gap, open, close. Not near high of day, but not bad. Still got a bit more to run. How much percentage move is that? 1, 2%, not even. That's easily done tomorrow if we have any follow through. GDX. And look at this now in the end. Here I thought, oh, we could flush. Okay, I was wrong. 1, 2, 3 days. What a difference. This week has just been super strong. And now it just looks so bullish. And in the end, this ascending held its ground very, very well. And now it just looks coiled to move up. Like it's obvious that we're not going down. Now, if the Fed, if obviously it all depends on the Fed, but if the Fed uh you know says whatever it takes for this to keep going up, this is gonna look super strong, like coil strong, and gold will run to help it out. Let's look at some individual miners. They're all up huge. Newmont, pretty much looking at GDX. I mean, you can see what I mean. Like we have been higher, so I'm not, I have sold at higher levels, but it was different this time. And Barrick Gold just had good news recently. This is just destined to make new highs. Okay, it couldn't do it today because whatever the GDX wasn't allowing it because of its own chart, but this is just making new highs immediately. Like Nico Eagle close a high of day, even higher after hours. A small move tomorrow, and we're testing our old highs. Obviously, this is just totally in line with GDX, outperforming GDX. Been probably the best senior medium term. Pan American Silver, this is interesting. Up nicely, definitely way below where it should be. This you could still buy it now. And I mean, it should be at 23. It's following silver, fine, but still, I feel like silver. I don't know. I feel like this should be 22 or higher, especially for an established silver senior miner. So this one I was looking at, I think, should I chase? I can't chase on a day like today, but I mean, I've got enough in it, that's for sure. And now it's worth medium. I had everything, almost everything light. Like I have three modes: light, medium, heavy. Pan America was light for a senior. Now it's worth medium automatically without chasing anything. So I'm just gonna hold that. If there's any sort of retracement tomorrow, because obviously today was a huge day, I might buy into that. But I'm still wary of that Wednesday. Um, Today I did basically no trades. I've never had a day like this and not sold something. I just because I already sold, my holdings were already light. Yes, they moved up to medium, but I'm not gonna sell again because maybe this move is correct. It's all about Wednesday. So, and I still got tomorrow in case I need to do something, especially if it's green. But I was shocked. I wasn't expecting this move, and I had no sells in, so I thought let's just watch, which is good because it closed in high of day. Wheaton, yeah, just doing Wheaton's thing. Royalty that will hit its old highs. Any continuation. Franco-Nevada, pretty good. Yeah, it needs to clear this 125 to 1 to 130. That's just what it needed a day like today. That's kind of in line. The last couple of candles follows GDX. Obviously, it's totally underperforming the sector as usual, but the last couple of days have been in line. Metalla, this one that I've hated. This has actually been strong in the last couple of days. Look at this though. Yesterday's move closed at what is this? This is a long-term descending breakout, and it was already outperforming others. On this move up here, there's like a red day for miners. So it doesn't surprise me that we had a decent punch out of this break of this descending, and it totally broke out. Obviously, perfect catalyst day. Next stop is just 330 and then 350 and then $4 on Metalla. Very nice. First Majestic. Now, I thought we were going, and I mean, look at those candles, horrible candles, destined to go down to the lows. And then, bam, we reverse. I think Keith Newmeyer, there was an interview. I watched it a day late. I watched it yesterday. I was like, buyback. I nibbled yesterday after hours. It was very small because I hate buying this move. And then it moved up. I should have bought more. It was basically just selling what I bought there or something, but it doesn't count as a buy today. I didn't buy anything today, but that was a nice move today. That's 12 bucks. Yeah, I think now it's just worth medium and it should be worth a lot. Normally I would have done this a bit better, to be honest. But anyway, I mean, he announced his buyback buyback program and it's at its lows. So of course it's going to be continuation. And then today, just the fact that gold did its thing doesn't surprise me it did this. I wish I had a bit more in this. Should have bought more. But now the chart, look at this descending breakout. Obviously, we still got to take out this. Let's call it $6. Let's call it $6 now. Let's keep it psychological. And then, of course, we're not going to care about that once we hit $6. This will be a pit stop and we'll basically run to over here for sure. for sure. So, and that will coincide with this descending probably. So First Majestic looks nice for continuation. We just need that Wednesday to help us out. Oh, and I was looking at these support zones. How far are we off those? Like just this one here. Look at that. So well done, First Majestic. I shouldn't be too annoyed. I'm in these. I made a lot of money. So Fortuna, look at this one also descending. Broke out. Maybe my chart, my descending line's off by a bit. Actually, it should be a bit lower. Yeah, and this would go here. So to be honest, it probably has broken out of it. Next up over here, obviously, the horizontal that follows the descending. And then after that, bam, this one over there. Yeah, well, that's already in. I mean, these still have huge moves. I was complaining about Pan American Silver. Some of these little silver stocks, and these are not your juniors, which by the way, some of them are probably red today. Okay, they all had a good day. But you know what I mean? That I'm done with the juniors. I actually don't even care about those. But Fortuna is a well-established mid-tier. You know, this is to get to old highs. Yes, there's news, Argentina, sorry, Argentina, Mexico, but still, you got another 30 something percent to get back to your old highs. That's doable. That's doable. Wow, that's the percentage move First Majestic pretty much did from its lows. So, you know, I mean, gold's made new highs. Silver in next week could probably confirm, if not already attack its old highs of 32.5, whilst you've got big names like Fortuna that are 35% away from their own highs, which they hit when silver was at 32.5. So huge moves still left in the sector with some good names. Okay, that's Fortuna. CDE. Oh my God, CDE. I can't wait for this. Look at this utter monstrosity. And look at that candle from yesterday. Close at high of day. Today we gap up, just run. Absolutely don't care about my zones. You know, I'll leave this in case we have a surprise drop day because that will be a support zone. I can't buy 660. I was selling these zones. I don't know. So CDE actually was the one like aggressive speculative mid-tier silver stock that I left worth. Normally it's always worth heavy. It was medium. I mean, it came back down being worth medium. Now it's already heavy again. Made new highs, tested $7, closed above the highs over here. Totally bullish on positive news. Next stop 750. Easy stuff. And then what? Then it looks like it can just keep going. I know there's a lot of dilution in this, and you can't just zoom out and say it's going to go, but this one looks like it wants double digits, to be honest. So 750, then we'll see what happens, you know, what's the mood like in the sector in the metal. But honestly, like $9, and we have to start looking at this long-term descending. I have to like readjust it. Things are getting serious. I love this stock. Absolutely amazing. Heckler. Look at this. Heckler was being bought down here. I'm so happy about this one. This is the one I hardly trimmed because it was my newest one. I needed it to be built up rather than selling into it. So down it goes, trimmed there. Did buy this one back. I don't know if I mentioned that. I did buy this one back a few days ago. Small stuff. And now we're all the way back. New highs, you know. This one and CDE just look really strong, especially if you compare them to Fortuna and EXK. Let's check. Actually, no, I can't look at EXK. Yeah, I can finish Heckler. Heckler next stop up here, $7. Pretty clear stuff. We're almost there anyway, 50 cents away. We've totally cleared this resistance 630. You know, it stems from over here. We kind of hit it here at 620. Here's 630, here's 635, here's 630. So 630-ish cleared completely, closes at 644. Next stop, $7. After 740, after 740, 760 something. Bam, bam, bam. I got all the horizontals in there. I completely agree with those. And this thing looks really strong. If silver, I mean, silver hasn't fully cooperated yet. If silver starts to hit 32.5, yeah, and breaches and runs to 30, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, this thing's at 10, just under 10 for sure. So that looks good. EXK, I'm going to group these together. EXK, Fortuna, and First Majestic, you know, established mid-tier silver stocks that are that are weak now because of their chart, which is because of news. First Majestic has now, it's still underperforming, of course, but it's just come off the back of good news, so that could change. But Fortuna and EXK haven't really had good news, weak charts, but they can move up. And I remember saying I would trim the hell out of them on the way up. And I'm wondering whether I should reverse that policy because of how much of a move up it can take. I mean, look at this. This thing, all right, this is the high of this candle. That's the only reason. Plus, it's way too far to get to here. So this is your midpoint, 380-ish, 8%. That's a big move. I don't know whether to trim there. If I'm not sure, normally I would just do it, just trim like 2.5%, 5% just out. I might do it. Got to consider that. That takes a weekend of thought, but like today, 11%, and it's, bad news. But it's got to move up. And if silver starts, like silver was up, what, 3, 4% or something? What if silver does a 6% move? It's just going to be up huge. These stocks are just the ones I've covered: EXK, Heckler, First Majestic, Fortune. They just by default have to be up 15 to 20%. So there's that to consider. Yes, they had bad news. It probably will take a lot of resistance here, but if silver starts to squeeze and gold's made new highs today, these have to go up. It's like the law. They have to be up double digits. But anyway, next stop for me, 380, and then we'll see about 420. I don't even see anything at 4, really. Mag Silver. This one has not had bad news. This one has been okay. This one has underperformed. It's quite a senior one. I mean, look at that. We already tested. Look at that. Perfect. We tested the old high over here. I mean, yeah, I had this already in there, this horizontal. It's not too surprising, but just nice to see. Next stop. It's either going to be here, 1440-ish. Sorry, 14, 15, 1430. Same thing anyway. 14 bucks, maybe. So you could do little sell there, little sell there, little sell there, just to be sure. But I think it will just take the whole thing out if we have a decent run. Next stop will be 15, yeah, 85. Mag looks good, closing a high of day, and it's, no bad news. It didn't come down too much. That one looks okay. Next one, ARMN. Close a high of day. Basically the old high, if you ignore this little pop up here, but 480, 490, it used to be 480. 490, once you take that out, and it can do that tomorrow if we have any good continuation, pretty much clear skies. Once you're at 5, that's it. It's just clear skies until 650, 660, which is a wild move. It's an absolute wild move. And I know there are some big names. This is a good under the radar stock. It's already had a good move, but it could get really weird soon because of the chart. Again, huge dilution, thought it was going bankrupt, but this chart could just act weird soon in a good way. I am gold. Yeah, well, this one, super leveraged to gold upside, and you've got gold making new highs. Bam, new highs. This was already hot. I mean, look at this. My entry, remember, was 3 something, 305 and 295, average 3. Then it came down on bad news, and then it was good news. Don't care about the chart, just absolutely up. Then we have this nice bull flag, right? The bull flag is where you go down. I was, like after a big move up, down, and then, oh, what's this? That kind of thing. And you can see that there, that sort of bull flag stuff. Get rid of all this graffiti. And then bam, especially on a day like today, new highs, close above all that, popped our head above. Next stop, well, you can see what that's about, right? That's why we stopped off there. Let's leave it there, actually. Pretty much 540. Next stop, 6, 640, 7. That should be easier to get to 6. Amazing. B2Gold. Look at the news. We've made a deal with the Mali government. Just I can see it moving up pre-market, 2, 3%. I was thinking, yeah, I should have chased that. I saw it up 3, and plus I got an advantage. I'm in Europe. I'm fully awake. And I just thought, wait, that's the Mali government. And anyway, and then gold starts to pop off. So up we go, gap and run, close a high of day. Here we are after hours. still holding nicely above 3. Next stop, probably tomorrow, even if the market's red. Up we go to 320. I mean, this thing, I should even buy it now after markets, but I've got enough in it. This one, I was trimming a lot, but this one I was making a point that I'm not selling this here just because I've got too much in it. I think the market's going, I think the miners are going down a bit. I thought it's just what, sell here and buy there. Nah, and I'm happy I didn't. So it's worth a good amount as it always was. Worth probably one of the more like heaviest amounts it's been worth. So, but yeah, this one I feel like it's just gonna not really care too much about its old high, a little stop there, but go there, maybe a little sideways, and then start to move because you may have, the horizontal after the descending, I always say. And, good news, good dividend, good stock, good management, etc. Everything good for it. So if that Mali news is true, no reason why it shouldn't squeeze the hell out of this. Equinox, always like this stock. Good day yesterday, perfect day today. Just close above all the resistance I've got. I mean, forget it. Even this one here is a bit of a forget it. I'll leave it in case you have a bit of a drop tomorrow. We could probably revisit, could probably even revisit this one actually, to be honest. But it's pretty much guaranteed otherwise to go test old high at 650. What comes after 650? I've got 7. Yeah, I can understand that. Here, a little bit of that. Gap fill, big round number. And then, yeah, 9. 8 is non-existent. 850, non-existent. Yeah, I agree with that. SSRM, look at this one. So these charts look so bullish. Like, again, another one that took out the descending and took out the horizontal that follows. Like, just the same as Equinox. I've seen these charts so much. They just absolutely break out higher. It's just, I don't care about your resistance. This is totally certified move. I'm just a bit tired for today. Tomorrow I'll go sideways or whatever, and we will resume when I want. So tomorrow you could have a small retracement, or you could even continue, but you're probably going to wait until Monday, Tuesday to just say, okay, next one, this one. We know SSRM, right? That landslide, it's been destroyed for ages. This is a mining stock. We are making new highs. This thing belongs at 10. It belonged at 10 even like it belonged way higher than 10 before this mudslide. So, and I wanted to buy it at 10. I was talking about buying this around 10 before the bad news. That's why I went in so heavy here. Then I started to, lighten the load as it stopped gaining, let's say. And now it's worth a decent amount again because of where it is, even though I lighten the load. But this one I can just see just completely running, close above 6, and then you'll just see it at 7, 8. This thing, and when you zoom out, it helps. This thing will visit the 10. It'll stop off on the way, but this one I'm probably more excited about this stock than any other, actually, just because of the chart, the momentum, the amount of catching up, but mainly the chart, mainly because of today. Yesterday was quite good. I saw it yesterday, but today changes everything. That's just breakout imminent. SPSW, which I bought after hours yesterday after seeing Palladium. Let me show you this. So Palladium breakout. Look, yesterday here, I bought it after hours at the high. And I bought CCJ yesterday, and I also bought First Majestic. I mentioned First Majestic. Those are the 3 buys. First Majestic, CCJ, which is the uranium stock, and SPSW. I saw this after hours. I was so busy. I was like doing all my trades after hours after the big move. And I thought I'm buying that. So, and up we go again today. And you've got gold, silver, platinum, probably all the commodities up. So that obviously helps SPSW, but just remove that now. So I'm mentioning it. Where are we? Yeah, so SPSW, that was like 330 something. Yeah, exactly around here. I think it was 339, 338, 339. And then gap and run today. We're already visiting the old $4 because also where were we? We were testing below COVID lows. So that's what made me want to buy it yesterday. I was like, oh, so we're testing COVID lows. Actually, no, we were testing below COVID lows yesterday. It's just by the close, we were at COVID lows. Look, COVID lows is like 349. So even yesterday, I was buying below COVID lows. I thought, "Oh, whatever, buy it." But let's see. Let's see. This one's really a weird one. So this box, we will go back into the box, no doubt. Uh, like like being penalized. But I think we're going to break out of this and run because I feel like commodities, especially if the Fed delivers the most pro, Q, not QE, but rate cuts and commodities love it, then this is the kind of stuff that'll make a lot of ground. All right, that'll do. I can't cover all of them. The idea is they're just up huge. I didn't want to do a long video, but I ended up doing a whole portfolio update. So I thought we'd go lower a couple of days ago. Even 2 days ago, I probably thought we were still going to go lower. I still think that the Fed could surprise and the market goes down, but today was different. Today, the miners really just broke away from everything I watched, like Bitcoin up 1.5%, whatever, nothing special. It's been underperforming everything, but up 1%. Yes, the DXY was down 0.5%, but we see that almost daily. That's going to roll over though. That's going to help gold and silver. Look, the markets, yes, they were up, fair enough, but we've seen these types of days. Look at the Dow Jones 0.5%. Look at the banking stocks, like nothing special. Watch out for these, by the way. I really don't trust this stuff. But the point is, the market was just, it's okay. But then, and even bonds, yields, dollar, even some commodities, okay, it was a good day for commodities. Even, yeah, no, gold 2% is pretty good. Silver, 4%, that's a big day, above 4%. But the miners, when you see, SILJ up 8, that's our performance. And obviously it's reflected in the. Anyway, let's see what happens tomorrow. It was a huge move. Wouldn't surprise if there's continuation. Wouldn't surprise if there's a bit of a retracement. I hate covering both grounds because I'm right either way. But I was wrong about the move down, but never bet against gold and silver. That's why I always kept the core holdings. If I really thought it'd go down, I would have sold everything. And if I really thought it, I would have gone short. But I held a core position, which is worth over 50% of my portfolio. And to be honest, when I listen to these people, how much you should allocate, it's like 5%, 10% to gold or 10% to miners. I'm over 50% when I'm light. So I'm incredibly aggressive. And I'm very happy that I always keep something because I would hate to have missed out on this. I think there's more to come. Let's see what happens Wednesday. And I look forward to the portfolio update during the weekend. So, but tomorrow will be interesting too. It's beautiful. So anyway, let me know how you did.